They struggled a little bit yesterday with the data collection only because it was so tedious. They were counting segments of amino acids and pulling in some prior knowledge when we talked about amino acids and protein sequences. But once they got kind of past the beginning, they did pretty well with it. Now today it'll be interesting to see if all of them can come to a consensus as an entire group. They're working in pairs of 3s and 4s to see if all of them together can agree on what their final claim is and find the evidence to support it.
So we compared humans, gorillas, and horses. What we're going to do today, now that you guys have collected all of your data, seen the similarities and differences between amino acid sequences, what you guys need to do as a group now is determine, is there evidence for evolution? Okay, based on this, looking at this one protein in 3 different organisms, is there evidence or is it not really that great? I'm going to continue working on these analysis questions, but when you finish that, your main goal today is to support a claim and defend it with evidence, okay? Meaning, 3 options. 1, there is absolutely no relationship between any of these organisms at all. All right? Do we think that that might be a good answer? Probably not. Okay? 2, there is a relationship between 2 of the organisms. Or the third option, you actually believe that there's a relationship between all 3 organisms that we studied. You can pick any one of these as your group, and as long as you are supporting it with evidence from what you learned yesterday and today, and any information that we've talked about as a class, common ancestors, things like that, support it. Okay, give me that evidence to tell me yes or no. Talk to each other, debate with each other, and I'm only going to be here kind of for some moral support. I'm going to give you one fact to take with you right now. In this sequence of this protein, there are 146 amino acids that make up that entire protein. 146. So at the end of the day, is 26 that different?
I'll get the last 3 for the human, gorilla, and the horse.
All right. You should do gorilla and human.
Gorilla and human? Why?
There's only one difference between a gorilla and a human.
Gorilla and humans, right? But you gotta get information to prove it more.
They're like basically like similar. Cause they're just like, they're like just one like from each. Like they're like okay like 14, 15. That's from like one difference.
Is a difference or not? So, one difference.
Between a gorilla and a horse is 27 differences. So it would be better to say that there is only similarities between a gorilla and a human.
Do you think we could do both, like 1 and 2, or it just has to be just 1?
Now, how can you do 1 and 2? So how can you say that no relationship exists, but then say that there is a relationship between 2 of them? If you can somehow prove to me that that evidence supports that, you can. But I think you're gonna have a hard time, right? It's like saying
this one says 3.
that
This one says 2.
Luis and Samantha are not cousins, but they are cousins.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think the evidence is gonna support more? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2, which is what, Stuart?
There is a relationship between 2 organisms.
Okay, and which 2 organisms are you guys thinking there's a relationship between? The gorilla and the human?
Because there's 146 different amino acids they both all 3 share, and it's only a difference between 1 and the human and gorilla, and 26 different between the horse and the human, and 27 differences between the gorilla and the horse. And that's not big of a difference.
The human and the gorilla have a similar amino acids because of 146, because there's 146 amino acids. They shared 145 of all of them.
Honestly, I don't think I did much today. I think they did a lot of it, and I think that that makes them work more. If it was less NGSS, I would maybe be standing up front giving a PowerPoint, and then they would be doing a worksheet with 15 questions on it, and all of them have the answers in a word bank up top, where all that information is given to them. They had to work for it today. They had to get that information basically for themselves.